So, welcome everybody to this last quarter waning moon in astrological Cancer. I want to give you a little bit of background before we actually dive right into it so that you'll kind of know what the intention was for this, and also so that it will be helpful to you as we're moving through the various stages of this particular Esbat. I've been doing different ones that are kind of like off the normal new full and maybe even the waning moon, or dark moon, whatever you want to call it, um, for a couple months now anyway. But every year, and this is the fourth year, I do a project on my A Witch's Sacred Journey blog, and it's called 30 Days of Samhain. And what it is I count back from astrological Samhain, because that's the date that I'm using. I count back from that 30 days and then begin a series of daily posts that have to do with something that relates to Samhain, anywhere from different path workings, using Hecate, or maybe a ritual, or talking about Dias de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, talking about different Samhain deities, so on and so forth. So this year, since we have the technology, and I've been doing a lot of these, and they are working out, I think, quite well, and I've gotten some good feedback. I thought that it would be kind of nice to kick off that 30 days of Samhain with this Esbat. So officially, that those postings are going to begin tomorrow. Tonight, the moon is not exactly in waning moon in Cancer yet. It's in that stage that's flowing from Gemini into Cancer. So when you are doing magical work of this sort, you might see sometimes that it doesn't match up to what you're reading in your ephemeris or somewhere else. The reason for that is, generally, when you're working with energy and you're aligning it with some sort of a lunar phase, or even to some degree the sun stationing and transiting into a new astrological sign, what you actually want to do is do the work that is appropriate for that particular transition a day or two ahead, because then what you're doing is you're riding the crest of that energy, so that you already have laid the groundwork of the intention. And when the time hits astrologically, it has a full bodied, strengthened, supportive working, or goal, or intention, whatever word you wish to use, that it can then draw on. And it also keeps the energy flowing in a state of reciprocity between you and what the energy of the working was. So that's why I chose to do this on what I'm calling the eve of 30 days of Samhain. And when I looked at the astrological happenings, it's actually pretty perfect, because it's a last quarter waning moon, and it's in the astrological sign of Cancer. And Cancer is the ruling astrological sign of the moon. Another nice thing about Cancer, and why I chose to use that also, is the fact that very much Cancer is all about what we consider to be home, and those people that we consider to be family. And I'm not talking about only biological or only residential. I'm talking about where we have chosen to find home, which is representing nurturing, it's representing support, it's representing the ability to be able to be yourself without judgment, with unconditional love. And also the same with family. So I thought, oh, this is perfect. A last quarter waning moon in Cancer. So the last quarter waning moon, I don't want you to be thinking, oh my gosh, why did she pick that? Why didn't she pick a full moon? Why didn't she pick a waxing moon? Because there's a lot of energy that is held as the moon is waning, that space. And this is exactly a midpoint between the full moon that we just left in Aries, and the new moon that will be coming up, which is in Libra. So you could think of the last quarter moon as kind of being the fulcrum in that scale of balance. So I don't really see the last quarter actions as being those of releasing and throwing away and, all of the things that you normally resort to. I see it more as a time of bringing in the energies of what blossomed in that full stage, the anticipation of what the future will bring, and bringing it into the present now, and actually using it in a way to be filtered and to be sorted. So the best analogy I can use for that would be compost. We put things and we discard things in what ends up being a beautiful blend and nutritionally rich source for growing vegetables, for beautiful gardens, but it's essentially garbage that you're throwing away. So that's my intention with that. I've called this Strengthened Heart and Home because what we're going to do tonight is work on those things that we call to ourselves, work on those things that we intuitively know about ourselves and our energies. And we're going to use them to envision ourselves in the home of our making with the family of our making. And I also wanted this to be a preparation for the moon that is coming up, the new moon that will be coming up in Libra. Um, there's something very interesting about this as well, because the full moon was in Aries, which is a fire sign, and the new moon is in Libra, which is an air sign. So there's the possibility in this waning moon in Cancer, which is water, to allow the flames to be fanned, so that what you generated and what really just was emblazoned and flaming with passion and heart and soul in that full moon in Aries, you can now temper it down a little bit with the calm intuitive waters of Cancer, and you can use those waters and allow them to flow and ebb, because if you think about water and air, they move very similarly. They move in waves, they move in an ebb and flow, a contraction and expansion. And you can use that energy to really kind of gently transition yourself into a new moon of Libra. So I also thought that this was really important, and I wanted to do this tonight just because, in general, we are overwrought with politics, we are overwrought with irrationality, we are overwrought with a world around us that just doesn't seem to know what home and family really is. So I don't want us to feel disenfranchised, and I don't want us to feel neglected, and I don't want us to feel and have fear. So that's the reason why I'm doing this last quarter Esbat, and why I thought it would be a beautiful kickoff for those 30 days of Samhain posts. So what I'd like you to do now, as we prepare to go into the ritual itself, is just kind of settle yourself in, uh, as we've done in the past. And if you haven't joined us, but I think everybody has for at least one of the past ones, the quarter casting and the creation of sacred space is going to be a little bit different, slightly different. I'm using the phases of the moon as our gates. And before we do anything, what we're going to do as a form of purification is use our own bodies, use the own energies, all of the alchemical elements within our own bodies as a space of purification. So what I'd like you to do now is just simply take a few very deep breaths. I'd like you to relax into wherever you may be sitting or laying down, whatever space you have chosen. I'd like you to take a moment with your eyes open to look around at your space. And I want you to just offer up a moment of gratitude for everything that you are experiencing in that space, and offer up gratitude to it for being your place of sanctuary. Now, I want you to just turn your attention and your focus inwardly. You don't have to close your eyes. And what I'd like you to do is become very aware of your physical body, very aware of your skin, your muscles, the bones. You may even be able to feel or hear the pulsing of your heart and the blood moving through your veins. And I want you to call to everything within your being that you know to be the energy of Earth. Take a few moments and just relax and settle into what that feels like. And now I want you to become aware of the moisture of your skin. Even if you're not sweating, there's a certain amount of moisture that your skin holds. Become aware of the fluids that move through your body. Your eyes might be a little watery, the saliva in your mouth, and of course, the blood that's coursing through our veins. And I want you to call to everything within that space in that body that you know to be the place of water. Turn your attention now to your breathing, the breath, the rise and fall of your chest, the expansion and contraction of your lungs as the air comes in through your nose or your mouth, and as you breathe out. Really feel and have a sensation of that air, that energy passing through your nostrils, through your mouth, down into your lungs and moving out. And call now to everything that you consider to be air within your body. And finally, I want you to call to that spark within yourself that is anticipating this ritual. That place where you might just beginning to feel yourself awaken to the energies in your space. Those fires that move through you, the warmth that runs through your skin. And I want you to call to everything that is fire within your being. Take a nice deep breath in now, seeing a coalescence of earth, air, fire, and water within you. And as you exhale out, I want you to envision not four streams, but one single, pristine, crystal clear stream of energy that is pure, that is sacred, that is whole. So mote it be. We call now to the energies of the phases of the moon, and they will serve as our guides. They will serve as the space of our movement and of our calling to the sacred. This is the energy that we see in this last quarter moon. Just take a moment and just focus for a moment on that space, on that image, on that detail, that which is both light and dark. And now we stand at the gate of the first quarter moon, the place of beginnings, the place where all has the ability to move. We stand at the gate of the new moon, the third quarter, and the full moon. Bring your attention now back to the place of the new moon, the darkness. We call to that gate to open open as the gates of air, open as the gates of mind. From these dark spaces streams forth what will burgeon into brilliant light. It is within the cocoon of this gate that we are enabled to become more whole. It is in this first gate of this new moon that all that we are, all that we shall be, and all that we can be blossoms forth. The energies of this new moon is with us, and we welcome you into the celebration of the Esbat. We welcome you into this place of honor and of sacredness. We call now and move to the gate of the first quarter moon. This is the space of fire. This is the space where our will is just beginning to blossom. It is within this first quarter moon that stands at the midpoint between the new and the full that the intention and the will that we gather unto ourselves finds its home in all of our endeavors. This first quarter moon now blesses this space. Its energy fills this space, and we are whole. We call now to the energy of the full moon, the sacredness of this gate, the burgeoning of light that has come half circle from that which was new beginnings and that which stood in the center point and now moves fluid, strong. Its waves cresting and rising, its watery energies allowing us to step more wholly into a place of healing, into a place of light, and into a place that allows us to stand in the fullness of our whole entirety. We call now to the place of the third quarter moon. This, the last quarter, is the place that holds the mysteries of Earth herself. This is the energy and the gate that we call to this night. This is the place of foundations, of home, of earth, of family, of trust, of truth, of strength. We stand at this gate, fully knowing the entirety and wholeness of our divine nature. And I call to the center point, that place of earth, that place within us where we are at once, both as above and so below. I call to this place of spirit, that the light that shines brightly in astrological Cancer, as we call and open these four gates, will shine within ourselves as well. Take a moment now, and I want you to feel the energy that is held from these 4 points of light and the place of spirit where you stand centrally. I want you to envision this energy, this casting, this creation, this opening of this gate, these gates, and their energy and their power moving through the device that you are using. The energy reaching out palpably into your space of sacredness. Take a moment to breathe deeply and to feel this energy filling the entirety of your space. Feel the energy of this casting moving through you as you find yourself standing at this center point, at this place of wholeness, and the weavings of energy that connect us one to each other in celebration of this Esbat, woven, strong, and immovable. So mote it be. Take a deep breath now as we stand in this space, as each of us becomes that light, that center point. We see the three sisters of the moon standing, waiting, maiden, mother, and crone. And this last quarter moon, shining, half of one and half of the other. We stand with these sisters. We stand with this feminine energy. We stand with these streams of moonbeam. And in their presence, we become as one. I want you to look now at this image of the last quarter moon. There is something that is held within this space. It is yet another gate, a gate that leads and calls also to our ancestors, for they are indeed the penultimate place of home, of unconditional love, and a family within us. Take a moment and see yourself moving through those gates. See yourself standing in the midst of Saturn's energy. Bina, the great mother. Saturn, the great keeper of time and of karma. And in that space, I want you to feel yourself standing strong, standing empowered, standing enlivened and anticipating the strength, the healing, the family, the home, all of these things that you inherently have within yourself. This Esbat that we are about to move into, as I said in the beginning, it is an astrological Cancer and it stands at the midpoint. We've just moved from a full moon in Aries, a full moon that allowed us to have and to call into ourselves the enthusiasm, the vibrancy, the regenerative energies of youth. Aries is the first sign of the zodiacal wheel. It is the youngest of all of the signs. It is cardinal fire energy. So it is that point where the strike of the match just hits that place right before the first tiny burst of flame occurs. And what we have moving ahead of us is the place of Libra, the place of the scales. We have the energy and the beauty and the strength of a new moon of beginnings to realign, to reassess, and to bring about harmonious balance. It is a sign of air. It too is also a cardinal sign of new beginnings. So as we know, with justice and with truth, all things and all potential are at hand. And now on this eve, we stand right at that midpoint, that place that is a reflection of the light that was, and is the intuitive premonition of the darkness that will fall. Both are needed, light and dark. And in astrological Cancer, this is the place also where we can seek and find our home. Take a deep breath now. And as you do so, if you haven't closed your eyes already, I want you to do so now. I want you to feel the energy that is surrounding you now. And within that energy, I want you to envision yourself. Envision yourself whole and strong. Envision yourself in all of your bounty and all of your beauty. Take a deep breath in now. Feel that energy moving through you, coursing through you, becoming you. This is your source of strength. This is your source that we call family, that we call home. This is the place of all potential and all beginnings. Take a deep breath now and open your eyes. You see here an altar that is rich and full with meaning, with symbology. You see the 3 candles of light and also the 3 moons. The full moon from which we came, the last quarter moon, and then the anticipation of the new moon. Just take a moment and look at the various things that you are able to see on this altar space. There is home, the cozy cottage, the place that beckons and awaits you. There are roses, black roses, that are gifts to those ancestors whom we called family and who presented us and gave us home. There is the crow of wisdom, the crow of the Samhain goddesses and gods. There are the 3 sisters, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, and they are the ones that will await us as we move into that new moon. The strength of earth, the creatures, the 4-leggeds, the strength of the antlers are here to remind us of our stewardship of the earth that we inhabit. And the crystal lotus upon which this last quarter moon sits is to remind us that we too are like the lotus. We are like the flower. We are like that which opens and reveals the beauty hidden within ourselves. The cornucopia and the harvest We are coming fast upon this last harvest time, the celebration of Samhain, the celebration of our ancestors, the celebration of a new year, of a new fashion that is not held by the bounds of chronological time, but instead it moves in accord with the universal laws of time and rhythm. I want you to take a moment now, and I want you to call up in your mind's eye a time when you felt undeniably that you were home. It doesn't have to be a space, a geographic location. It can be anywhere. It can also be the envisioning of this fairy cottage in the woods. So I want you to call that image up now. Give it as much detail as you can. As you approach this space, you enter into it through whatever means are available that you have created. And I want you to move into the center core of that space, whatever it may be. I want you to now feel the energy, the weaving of that energy. I want you to feel that energy enveloping you, swaddling you, making you feel at ease. I want you to feel that energy and that space in all of its sacredness, in whatever way that means to you. Look around at your space. How is it decorated? Is it decorated? Is it outdoors? Is it indoor space? Does it have walls? Are there any confines at all? It doesn't matter. There are no rules to this. There are no limitations to this. The only rule is that it is a space that you undeniably feel at home in. Allow that energy to build within you. I want you to feel the strength of that energy. I want you to feel it in its fullest phase. Just as we had the full Aries moon, I want you to feel the fires and the passion and the heat of that space. And the emotions that arise, the thoughts that arise within you because you are home. Now I want you to breathe into this space. And with each exhalation and each out-breath, you see family, you see those whom you call family, now one by one surrounding you. You do not need to give any limitation to this either. It may be as many numbers as you wish. The only rule is that these are truly those who you consider to be your family, your nearest and dearest family, from whom you have only received unconditional love, unlimited support, and strength. Take a moment and look around at each of these individuals. For they are those of this last quarter moon. They are those that bathe in the waters of Cancer's healing, intuitive gnosis. These are those who represent in your heart and in your soul all that you have wished for. And they are what fill you to the brim. And as they crowd around, you also now see in the darkness and the shadows that surround, there is no fear, but you begin to see, and emerging from those spaces are the light bodies and forms of those whom you call your ancestors. They move in the beauty and the balance and the harmony of the Libra new moon that we will soon be celebrating. They stand always beside you. Some have been there for aeons. Some more recently. Some are human, some have never been. These are those that you turn to for their unconditional and unwavering wisdom and knowledge. You see these energies and these forms moving and weaving. They are weaving through your space of home. They are weaving and merging and blending with those whom you call family, who have not yet crossed the veils. They are becoming as one, and you find yourself standing centrally. You find yourself as the strength, as the embodiment of the earth herself, of the moon, of the sun, of the stars, of the cosmos, of all that was, is, and ever shall be. Take a deep breath in, and I want you to feel the energy of that power. Take another deep breath in. And if you've had your eyes closed, I want you to open them now, and I want you to focus once again on this altar. As you do so, I want us to breathe long and deep breaths. And I want you to envision the energy, the strength, and the power of this work weaving and moving through the energy of these items on this altar, building the container of foundation, arising up the light and fullness of the moon, the darkness and newness of the moon, the strength and fulcrum of the moon. Feel these energies, see these energies weaving their patterns, enveloping this image of the home, enveloping these images that relate to you, enveloping this canopy of tree and light. And I want you to take now from this altar and from this space, from this energy that now has arisen and been brought up, what you need. Breathe it in, pull it in through the device that you are using. Breathe and pull it into your sacred space. Breathe and take in all that you need. Feel the waves of its energy moving through you. See the networking and weaving, the tapestry of all that is held here, moving through you. Feel yourself strengthened and renewed. Feel yourself loved and able to love. Feel yourself and acknowledge home. Take a few deep breaths in now. With each in-breath, I want you to draw more of the energy from this altar because I can feel that there's more energy that you need to take. And each exhalation, I want you to envision it filling all of the spaces of your body, all of the spaces of your subtle bodies, all of the spaces of the sacred space in which you are doing this work on this last quarter moon in astrological Cancer. Take a few more deep breaths now. And now as you exhale out, I want you to envision that energy, a space of reciprocity, moving back into the space of the altar, feeding it, fueling it. I want you to have this image strongly, securely, lovingly held within your own mind's eye and space that you may return. The door is always open. The light is always shining brightly in the home that you create. And what you create in your thought forms and in your astral will become the reality when you feed it, when you offer up gratitude and appreciation to it, and when you move in the cycles of fullness, of waning, and of newly waxing. Take another deep breath now. And this time, as you exhale, close your eyes if you've not already done so. Take a moment to acknowledge this energy that you're feeling. Take a moment to feel the wholeness and completeness. This is what you have wanted for so long. This is who you are. The way you feel right now is who you truly are. Breathe into that feeling. Allow it to rise up within you. Allow it to become the space, the place of new beginnings. Take a deep breath in now. Open your eyes and see the beauty of this last quarter moon. The journey that you have taken, the steps you have taken. Offer up gratitude to the work that you've done in this space, to the calling of home into your being, for it is now always within you. No matter where you are, home is within you. Offer up gratitude to those family whom you envisioned. Some may be those whom you do not even know yet, and that's fine. Linear time is a funny thing. And when we are doing the work of magic, we have the ability to reach far and wide and along a very different timeline. So offer up gratitude to the images of those who are your family, who wait for you within that space of your home. And now offer up gratitude to those ancestors who graced your home with their presence. Some biological, some not. That is of no matter, for we are all connected. Feel their energy always with you. They too reside in the place within that you call home. Take a deep breath in. Feel the power and the potency of that energy, the light and the strength of that energy. Knowing that you are always home. You have but to reach into the depths of your being, and what is held in that space may be projected out and manifested in whatever way you wish. So mote it be. We have come full circle now. So to those ancestors and that family, and that space of home, we offer up gratitude and thanks. We allow that energy to stay within us, to blossom, to build, to move and to grow through each of these four gates, for they will change and they will respond and they will find their point of resonance now as you move through each of these phases of Mother Moon. We stand once again at the space of the new moon, the gate of new beginnings, and we offer up gratitude and thanks for the air and the wind and the intellect and the mind and the ability to create in our thoughts that which is and that which we shall bring about within our lives. We stand ready and waiting for that energy as it is catalyzed, and in its newness, we find the brilliance of light in what appears to be the shadow of darkness. We stand at the gate of the first quarter moon and we offer up thanks for the fire, for the passion, for the will and the action that we have chosen in this rite on this night. We offer up thanks for the ability to know that we may pivot and turn, that we may move in accord with what is right action, right thought, and right mind. We offer up gratitude to this first quarter space that allows that which was held in the breath of newness to blossom and become the seed of flame that lights the way. We stand at the gate of the full moon, brilliance and light shining on waters deep, rich, filled with healing, filled with deep gnosis. We offer up gratitude for those waters that have carried us on this journey ever so gently, rocking us like the birthing waters in the womb. We call to the fullness of this light that we may ever be mindful that as we reach across the span, that which is light is also the place of rest and darkness, and that which is the rest and darkness gives birth to a new form of light. We stand at the gate of the third, the last quarter moon. Our work this night, we entered and passed through that gate. We sought our place of home. We sought our place of family. And we reached out to the ancestors who are very near. We offer up gratitude to this space, the place of fulcrum between the full light and the anticipation of a new cycle beginning as we move into the days ahead. And to this place of spirit, this light shines ever brightly. This light is always with us, for it is our own light, our own truth, our own place of being. This is the place where we have but to breathe, to think, to reach out and embrace. And all that we are and all that we shall be is held within that singular light that connects us one to each other. For it is not only our light, but all of our lights collectively make a larger light that shines brightly even in the darkest of moments, of times, and of thoughts. And so for this last quarter moon in astrological Cancer, as we begin counting down 30 days to the parting of the veils of astrological Samhain, we step through these gates, knowing that we are loved, knowing that we are part of a family that is unending, and knowing that at one point in this physical corporeal life, we will become the ancestors of wisdom. And those, like we are now, will be reaching out to us. And in love and in home, we will answer their call. Take a deep breath. Feel the energies of the casting. Feel your space of sacredness moving, rich, dense with the energy that you have created. Take another deep breath now, and as you exhale, allow whatever residual energy you do not wish to remain in your space to pass back to me as the creator and as the catalyst for the sacred space and the gates that we opened. Allow and keep what you wish to have, for it is yours to do with as you will. Take another nice deep breath in now. Hold it for just a moment. Exhale out. And as you do so, look around your space once again. Make note of anything that may have changed slightly in that space, for there may be something that has. And know that you are loved, and know that you are home. So mote it be.